Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Journey to the West. Beginning Eunuch, crazy master of the sky chasing online. Journey to the West, activate the Hongmeng Reading app at the beginning. As long as the novel published on it is recognized, you can receive explosive rewards. At this moment, Jiang Chen felt the ninth throne waving to him. However, 1 year later, Jiang Chen wrote In the Snow and posted the latest chapter about the old sword god preparing a sword to open the heavenly gate. Looking at the only comment, he was speechless. The first sword of Honghuang. The author is great, come on and update. When the heavenly gate opens, I will definitely learn the supreme swordsmanship by analogy. Jiang Chen. Right * ma. I'm a eunuch. You're the only one who died for nothing and still fought the first sword in the wilderness. What kind of cattle and horses? After spraying, Jiang Chen, the eunuch, stopped writing and bowed to the Nine Heavenly Empress, becoming her only Taoist companion. However, after finishing spraying, a peerless sword swept through the chaos in the purple sky palace. At the same time, the sword cultivation of the entire journey to the West world exploded. The sword is in handFeilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Hongmeng Reading app, this book, not writing it. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Hongmeng Reading app, this book, don't write it. Westward journey to the West Kunlun Mountains, on the mountaintop, a figure sits upright and in danger. I saw this person dressed in a white robe, swaying with the wind, accompanied by the misty mist on the mountaintop, floating like a fairy. However, at this moment, the handsome face of this fairy, whose appearance was enough to make the heavenly fairy's mortal heart flutter, was filled with a worried expression. Writing novels is indeed a dead end. This person's name is Jiang Chen, and he is currently looking at the panel in his mind called the Hongmeng app. This Hongmeng Reading app is similar to a regular reading app. Rewards, flowers, monthly tickets, reminders. Comment. At this moment, Jiang Chen's gaze was fixed on the latest chapter of the book called In the Snow. Seeing the dismal data, Jiang Chen couldn't help but sigh. This chapter is about the old sword god Li Chungang opening the heavenly gate with one sword. In Jiang Chen's view, this can be considered a big trend for this book. Updating this chapter can stir up a little wave no matter what, right? After all, this is a version that has been enhanced through magic modification, and the strength of various ruthless people has increased countless times. But now it has been some time since the update, and there is only one brand new comment added below. Other data is basically still 0. Of course, even if all the comments add up, there aren't many in total. This comment was posted by a person with the ID, The First Sword of the Wilderness. The author is great, and being able to write such swordsmanship is undoubtedly an unparalleled ability. Keep up an update, and when the heavenly gate opens, I will definitely learn from it and gain an insight into the supreme swordsmanship. When Jiang Chen saw this comment, he couldn't help roast. Still the first sword in the wilderness, putting away this white prostitution every day, treating oneself as the leader of the Tongtian sect, what kind of cattle and horses? Do you want to keep updating? Power generation for love. Ah. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen's face suddenly collapsed. Is it true that writing novels in the Journey to the West world is not feasible? Can't I just bow down to the Nine Heavenly Empress? Thinking of this, Jiang Chen couldn't help but fall into a long contemplation. He was not originally from this world, he traveled here a year ago. And just as he crossed over, he awakened his golden finger, which is the Hongmeng Reading app in his mind. The so-called Hongmeng Reading app, in simple terms, is a reading software. It's just that Jiang Chen is writing books on this, and the readership is the entire wilderness. What kind of gods, immortals, and monsters are all readers? As long as Jiang Chen's novels published on the Hongmeng Reading app are recognized, he can receive corresponding rewards. The called recognition. It's subscription, tipping, and urging for updates. Moreover, the above behaviors of readers can accumulate fan value for the work. Fan value is directly linked to the star rating of novel works. Once the fan value of a novel accumulates to a certain extent, the novel will be automatically selected as a star-rated work. Under Jiang Chen's name, you only need one 3-star popular novel to receive an additional huge reward. Even Jiang Chen can directly extract items that have appeared from Samsung's popular works. For example, the book he is currently writing, In the Snow. Once it becomes a popular Samsung product, any items that have appeared inside can be extracted. For example, embroidering winter and spring thunder with double swords and rolling dragon walls with swordsmanship. Even the various characters inside can be extracted. Like Pei Nanwei, who is 30 like a wolf and 40 like a tiger. As long as your novels become popular throughout the entire Hongmeng Reading app, you will discover how terrifying your system is. At that time, the whole world of traveling to the West will still roam freely with Jiang Chen. After all, the pen is in Jiang Chen's hands, and when the novel becomes a Samsung hit, he can still get a bug stuck. Even in ordinary novels, he can still weave a precious treasure of Hongmeng into it and extract it again. Unfortunately, reality is cruel. He traveled through a year and diligently updated it in the Hongmeng Reading app. Updated for a year, never a day has passed without a change. Moreover, the books he wrote are still popular in later generations and have been touted as masterpieces. The most important thing is that due to the Hongmeng app, the novels he uploaded were directly pushed to billions of creatures in the journey to the West world. Don't worry about exposure issues at all. Because of the entire journey to the West, only Jiang Chen can upload novels on the Hongmeng Reading app. He doesn't have many competitors yet. Even so, he is still a street thug. What does this mean? The creatures of the journey to the West don't even look at this. Writing novels is a dead end. Jiang Chen can't help but roast again, and immediately closes the panel of Hongmeng app. I have been writing novels for a year, but now I am still an ordinary person. Life is short, but in just a few short years, if you waste all your time on meaningless things, isn't it a waste of time to finally travel through it on your own? Thinking of this, Jiang Chen's eyes immediately showed a hint of determination. TMD. It's okay not to write this book. What nonsense golden fingers, they are all deceiving people. I might as well go apologize to the 9 heavens Xuannu and cultivate a fairy with peace of mind. Traveling to the West and the world. Forget it. Just hoping to live 100 years and be immortal, Jiang Chen is satisfied. Anyway, it's absolutely impossible to write this book again. Having figured these things out, Jiang Chen didn't hesitate and went straight to the sleeping palace of the 9 Heavenly Empress Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. 3,000 women ranked in the Immortal class, third-year women. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. 3,000 women ranked in the Immortal class, 3,000 women ranked in the Immortal class. However, when Jiang Chen first crossed over a year ago, he activated the system and exuded a lively and playful demeanor. The fate between Jiang Chen and the 9 Heavenly Empress naturally arose from this. One day, Jiang Chen, as usual, was playing in the world. After teasing a water spirit girl, he was ready to leave directly. However, what Jiang Chen didn't expect was that this seemingly ordinary and even more ethereal little girl turned out to be the 9 heavens Xuannu, who had transformed into a lower world playwright. One is a powerful Xuannu who can play in the world. One is the chosen son who may have the ability to play in the world. The collision between the two is self-evident. Jiang Chen was caught by the Nine Heavens Xuannu on the spot and brought back to West Kunlun. Moreover, after returning to the West Kunlun Mountains, the Nine Heavens Xuannu surprisingly made Jiang Chen obedient to her with unparalleled dominance. Who is Jiang Chen? Not to mention his identity as the chosen son. Just because he is a big man, it is impossible for him to become a weak woman. What's wrong with the fairy? What about the Nine Heavenly Empress? I, Jiang Chen, am not that kind of person. Besides, it's also your Nine Heavenly Empress who followed me, right? When you were in the mortal world, it was clearly Laozi who seduced you. If I leave you, wouldn't I become a soft eater? Let a chosen person eat a soft meal. Jiang Chen can't afford to lose this person. Fortunately, the Nine Heavenly Empress was stirred by Jiang Chen's spring heart. Even though Jiang Chen appeared to be willing to die rather than be respected, the Nine Heavenly Empress did not do anything to him in the end. Just keep him above the West Kunlun Mountains. Looking at the familiar dormitory in front of him, Jiang Chen's thoughts slowly recovered from his memories. If you follow her, then follow her. Anyway, I'm not at a disadvantage. Jiang Chen thought so in his heart, and a beautiful shadow suddenly appeared in his mind. I saw this beautiful figure with a graceful figure, a white fox face that seemed meticulously carved, without any flaws to be found. Under a pair of peach blossom eyebrows, a pair of autumn water eyes seemed to be able to captivate the soul, with an outstanding demeanor and countless seductive expressions. The beautiful figure that emerged in Jiang Chen's mind was the Nine Heavens Xuannu that Jiang Chen had seen at that time. Nowadays, Jiang Chen doesn't even know how he rightfully rejected such a peerless fairy in the past. This kind of soft rice is not something that cannot be eaten. After recalling the Nine Heavenly Empress, Jiang Chen thought to himself and immediately pushed the door in. The Nine Heavens mysterious maiden already had a transcendent identity. After being crowned as a god, the status of the great master in the desolate world of seclusion was even higher. Just a dormitory, yet it appears incredibly magnificent. Above the palace, a beautiful figure sat alone on a chair made of divine wood. A pair of autumn water eyes stared blankly ahead, like a teenage girl in her early spring days. It was the Nine Heavenly Empress. As if sensing the movement here, the girlish aura around the Nine Heavenly Empress dissipated instantly. In just a moment, an incredibly majestic aura suddenly emanated from the body of the Nine Heavenly Empress. That pair of autumn water eyes, with no lingering waves, seemed to be able to directly see through a person's heart. Even if it was Jiang Chen who pushed the door and entered, he was mentally prepared. Seeing the Nine Heavenly Empress descending into the heavens, her heart trembled slightly. When Jiang Chen first played the role of the Nine Heavenly Empress, he did not realize that she still had such a senior sister side. What did I miss in the beginning? Thinking of this, Jiang Chen took a deep breath to calm his mind. On the side of the Nine Heavenly Empress, she discovered that the person who came was actually Jiang Chen. On her delicate little face, her expression also slightly froze. However, her momentary loss of composure was well concealed by her. After a pair of pale pink eyes glanced at Jiang Chen, the Nine Heavenly Empress finally spoke faintly. "What's up?" His tone was indifferent, with a businesslike demeanor. On Jiang Chen's side, seeing the attitude of the Nine Heavenly Empress, he didn't care too much. He's here to save it, the Nine Heavens Xuannu is willing to hold it. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen didn't hesitate anymore. As he spoke, he slowly walked towards the Nine Heavenly Empress. "There was once a sincere love that was presented to me, but I didn't cherish it. I regret it when I lose it, and the most painful thing in the world is none other than this. If God could give me a chance to do it again, I will say 3 words to that girl: I love her. If we must add a deadline to this love, I hope it's 10,000 years." I saw Jiang Chen speak with mixed emotions. Those who saw it were sad, and those who heard it were in tears. When Jiang Chen finished speaking, his figure came closer to the Nine Heavens Xuannu. The pair of red phoenix eyes that were enough to make the fairy in the sky move her heart, were also staring at the Nine Heavenly Empress with deep affection. Jiang Chen still has great confidence in himself. He's all like this, hasn't the Nine Heavens Xuannu been casually manipulated by him? However, Jiang Chen had been gazing affectionately at the Nine Heavenly Empress, her eyes slightly sore, but the Nine Heavenly Empress remained indifferent. In the end, his eyes were so sore that he couldn't bear it anymore. Jiang Chen's face collapsed and he had no choice but to speak up. I know I don't live long as an ordinary person, but I will work hard to cultivate and live a longer life. It's no big deal. When I die and reincarnate, you can just catch me. Jiang Chen felt that if he hadn't been able to impress the Nine Heavens Xuannu like before, he wouldn't have any good way. At present, we have to break the jar and throw it. Pui. However, upon seeing Jiang Chen in such a state, the Nine Heavenly Empress couldn't help but laugh, with a sweet smile. Don't worry, the man here, just 10,000 years, it's too short. After speaking, the Nine Heavenly Empress directly took out a 3,000-year-old peach and handed it to Jiang Chen. Seeing this 3,000-year-old peach with rich spiritual power, Jiang Chen's originally collapsed face suddenly became happy. This is a 3,000-year-old peach. Take a bite and live forever. A couple might become immortals. However, Jiang Chen did not directly take the peach, but his face turned cold and he immediately spoke up. Do you want me with a 3,000-year-old peach? Feed me. After speaking, Jiang Chen sat directly next to the Nine Heavens Xuannu. The Nine Heavens Empress trembled slightly when she saw Jiang Chen in such a state. He is truly the man of my Nine Heavenly Empress, and indeed has backbone. Jiang Chen saw that the Nine Heavenly Empress did not have much reaction to this, and his heart was also moved. Sure enough, Uncle the city doesn't bully me. In these days, eating soft rice and eating hard is the way. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 3 Writing a Book. It's impossible to write a book in this lifetime. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 Writing a Book. It's impossible to write a book in this lifetime. I'm Eunuch Jiang Chen. The benefits of flat peaches are self-evident. As Jiang Chen swallowed, endless spiritual energy kept pouring into his body. After eating a 3,000-year-old peach, Jiang Chen felt comfortable all over. The small flaws accumulated through a year of hard work in updating the code have been completely eliminated. My waist is no longer sore, my legs are no longer painful, and I have the strength to handle things now. After finishing this flat peach, Jiang Chen's whole body perked up. Jiang Chen, who was already handsome, suddenly became even more heroic. Even the Nine Heavens Xuannu's expression slightly froze when she saw Jiang Chen in such a state. These 3,000-year-old peaches are just ordinary spiritual fruits, and their improvement is ultimately limited. After recovering, the Nine Heavens Empress began to examine Jiang Chen's changes and found that Jiang Chen had just reached the distraction period, not even reaching the stage of dispersing immortals. Of course, this is also related to Jiang Chen himself. He eats flat peaches purely by instinct. Most of the spiritual energy in the peaches overflowed. Otherwise, it would be very easy to elevate an ordinary person to a wandering immortal with a 3,000-year-old peach. However, thinking about it, Jiang Chen is just an ordinary person, and all of this is reasonable. As for Jiang Chen's side, hearing the Nine Heavens Xuannu's murmur made his heart tremble again. For the Nine Heavenly Empress, a 3,000-year-old peach is just an ordinary spiritual fruit. I'm Jiang Chen, I'm done with this soft rice. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen didn't hesitate anymore. He hugged the big leg of the Nine Heavenly Empress and pressed his face against it. In an instant, a faint fragrance couldn't stop flowing into Jiang Chen's nose, refreshing the heart and soul. That soft touch made Jiang Chen feel relaxed and happy. However, Jiang Chen's mouth was full of righteousness. "I'm full, take a nap." Even though she was the Nine Heavens Xuannu, she couldn't hold her back from being provoked by Jiang Chen. Her face couldn't help but show a delicate shyness like that of a young girl. As for Jiang Chen's side, he got a bargain and still acted well, then rubbed inside again. The already shy Nine Heavens Xuannu's cheeks immediately turned red, as if they were ripe enough to drip water. After a while, the Nine Heavenly Empress finally managed to calm her mind. Jiang Chen will be her person from now on. How can one wield such weak strength? However, Jiang Chen's qualifications are too poor, and he has no talent for cultivation at all. To see its strength through, one must put in some effort. Understanding the pros and cons, the Nine Heavenly Empress couldn't help but pat Jiang Chen on the back, gesturing for him to get up. For a period of time afterwards, Jiang Chen followed the Nine Heavens Xuannu to practice in the palace. Above the West Kunlun Mountains, the fairies passing by the Nine Heavenly Empress's sleeping palace often hear the Nine Heavenly Empress cheer on Jiang Chen. "Keep going. Keep going. Ah. That's great." Even the Nine Heavenly Empress often applauds and cheers for Jiang Chen. This made all the fairies envious of Jiang Chen in their hearts. Being able to receive guidance from the Nine Heavenly Empress during cultivation is not enough. Unexpectedly, the Nine Heavens Empress is constantly cheering for Jiang Chen. Sometimes even in the middle of the night, when passing through the Nine Heavenly Empress's dormitory, these fairies can hear uninterrupted applause and cheers. This made the already envious fairy feel a bit jealous of Jiang Chen in her heart. When they first practiced, they didn't receive such treatment. On this day, Jiang Chen, who had been practicing with the Nine Heavenly Empress day and night, and had not left the palace for a long time, supported the wall and emerged. At this moment, Jiang Chen's cultivation has reached the realm of an immortal, and he is already an immortal. In theory, his face should be full of red light. But for some reason, Jiang Chen walked out of the dormitory with a pale complexion, giving off a very weak feeling. The whole body's essence and energy are not even as good as the ordinary Jiang Chen back then. Through daily and night practice, my body has been emptied. Helping the wall, Jiang Chen walked out of the distance and straightened his back before slowly speaking up. According to the Nine Heavens Empress, Jiang Chen has no talent for following the footsteps in his cultivation. If you rely solely on yourself, you may not even have the possibility of stepping into the path of cultivating immortality for a lifetime. Fortunately, the Nine Heavenly Empress used various non-legendary techniques to forcefully infuse Jiang Chen into the realm of the Earth Immortal in just a short period of time. Due to his natural talent and qualifications, Jiang Chen now has a complete cultivation. I haven't learned any supernatural skills or techniques. If you encounter a fairy who is also an Earth Immortal, there is probably no possibility of confrontation. Jiang Chen, who was well aware of this, did not panic at all. What is he afraid of when there are 9 days of Xuannu supporting him? Besides, he wants to come out on his own to slow down, otherwise his realm can continue to improve. What a young person who doesn't know the fragrance of soft rice. Jiang Chen sighed. Fortunately, he woke up in a timely manner. Otherwise, if we were to embark on a journey to the west, what would happen to him as an ordinary person? Unconsciously, Jiang Chen once again arrived at the top of the West Kunlun Mountains. Looking for a place, Jiang Chen ran errands and sat down, ready to fully recover his energy. However, just as Jiang Chen was taking a break, a series of warning sounds came to his mind. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a push from the Hongmeng app. This made Jiang Chen's expression somewhat strange for a moment. He has been diligently updating for a year and has never seen so many push notifications on the Hongmeng app. How long have you been practicing with the Nine Heavenly Empress? Why is this Hongmeng app suddenly so lively? Out of curiosity, Jiang Chen couldn't help but click on the Hongmeng Reading app. I saw that under his book, Snow, which had not been updated for almost half a month, there were suddenly dozens of comments added. The author is big, come on and update. The author is big, why haven't they updated yet? Dog author, why don't you roll out and update now? These comments are gradual and give people a feeling of watching a TV series. And as they progressed, the tone of these comments became more aggressive. The reader with the ID of Honghuang's first sword directly spoke harshly. I can break through chaos with just one sword. Dog author, I advise you not to be disrespectful and update quickly. Otherwise, with this sword, the entire wilderness will be shattered. However, although there were more comments, there was still no change in other data. Jiang Chen saw this and was immediately smirked with anger. If the comment section were to be quieted down a bit, Jiang Chen might have had a sudden idea that day and it might have been even better. But in this way, Jiang Chen found out that there were so many useless prostitutes in his book. It's okay to go for nothing, but still threaten me. How dare you dare? Writing a book. Is the soft rice not fragrant, or is the 9 heavens Xuannu not beautiful enough? Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly opened the back of the writer, casually entered it, and sent out a single chapter. After uploading, the push of the Hongmeng app was directly disabled. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 4. The Mad Tongtian has the ultimate principle of Kendo gone. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. The Mad Tongtian has the ultimate principle of Kendo gone. Sleeping slot, dog author updated. Outside the chaotic sky, in the purple sky palace, a wild and ecstatic roar suddenly rang out. I saw the leader of the heavenly sect with disheveled hair, holding a screen in his hand and trembling all over, clearly extremely excited. On that screen was the novel, In the Snow, written by Jiang Chen. At this point, there is a large red, new, character on the table of contents column. This book was updated just now. After the head of the Tongtian sect was granted the title of deity, not only was the sect cut off, but all the disciples under his command were massacred. I was even brought back to this Xixiao palace by Hongjun Daozu, and faced the wall to ponder. Looking back at his former enemies, they were all living a comfortable life now. Even the West Wind Buddhist sect, which I have always looked down upon, has become a thriving trend and has become the #1 sect leader in the wilderness. He is always unwilling to accept it. And this inexplicably pushed book, In the Snow, to his hands gave him hope for a comeback. The description of Kendo in the book gave Tongtian a deeper understanding of Kendo. Especially the skill of opening the heavenly gate with the sword of the old sword god. It made the leader of the Tongtian sect Mao Sai suddenly enlightened. Even the leader of the Tongtian sect felt that he only needed to read this passage and concentrate on enlightenment. When the time comes, I will open up the world with my own sword, and it will be effortless. At that time, what kind of bullshit was the primordial heavenly sovereign, the Taiqing Laozi, and the Zhuantiaoyin? Those who conspired against him at the beginning, under his long sword, could only be defeated. In the land of Hedong, a figure holds a long sword and stands on Changhe. Under the river, drinking and surging, the waves are raging, and the man is not afraid at all. This person is exactly Lv Zhu, also known as the sword ancestor sword immortal by later generations, Lv Dongbin. Lv Dongbin, like the leader of Tongtian sect, held a screen in his hand. On the screen, there is a novel called In the Snow. Lv Dongbin looked at the huge red, new, character on the table of contents, his heart overjoyed, and his body trembled slightly. 3 million heavenly sword immortals, even if you see me, you need to bow down. Lv Zhu, like Tongtian, gained a lot of insights from the swordsmanship depicted in this novel. Even if it was him, a ruthless person known as the sword immortal and sword ancestor by later generations. Compared to the swordsmanship described in it, I hesitate for children to learn how to walk. Especially when he saw the old sword god open the heavenly gate with one sword, his heart was even more shocked. The bottleneck of swordsmanship, which had been stagnant for a long time, has unexpectedly loosened. LV Dongbin even felt that he just needed to continue reading. You can completely break free from shackles, soar in one fell swoop, and achieve the position of Sword Immortal. However, at a critical moment, this book has not been updated for almost half a month. This made LV Dongbin extremely anxious in his heart. Fortunately, this book has finally been updated today, and LV Dongbin's heart is naturally excited. Feisheng Sword Immortal, let it be today. On the top of Shu Mountain in Dongzhou, 30,000 white-clad sword attendants gathered. All the elders of the Shushan sect have arrived. Even though it was years ago when the demon tribe was plagued by cholera, there had never been such a big battle in Shu Mountain. And the reason why they are gathered here today is also because of the novel, In the Snow. Finally updated. On the top of Shushan Mountain, on the altar that was originally used to worship heaven and earth, there was a screen exactly like the one in the hands of Tongtian cult leader LV Dongbin. On the screen, there is a big, new, character. I, Shu Mountain, am willing to open the heavenly gate for the world, and from then on, ordinary people can also slay immortals. Shu Mountain is a righteous sect in the world that eliminates demons and protects the way. Except for demons and monsters, the immortals in the sky also regard ordinary people as worthless. After watching In the Snow, the people of Shu Mountain, apart from their deeper understanding of swordsmanship, had already developed other thoughts in their hearts. What about the heavenly immortals? When the heavenly gate opens, the people of Shu Mountain will surely slay the countless immortals of heaven and earth. Now that In the Snow is updated, their grand wish is about to come true, and they are naturally excited one by one. Of course, besides that, in the midst of the wilderness, there are also millions of people who practice swordsmanship. Seeing the update of In the Snow, they are all extremely excited. In the next moment, from the leader of the Tongtian sect to the cultivation of the nameless sword, millions of people in the vast land are all devout in opening a new chapter of In the Snow. Subsequently, everyone, including the leader of the Tongtian sect, was taken aback. It's not because of the content of the new chapter that they were amazed and their hearts trembled. But it's because in the final chapter of the update to In the Snow, there were only a few extremely simple words. No more, this book is Eunuch. Seeing these concise and easy to understand big characters, everyone was completely dumbfounded. Okay, how can we say that eunuchs are eunuchs? Especially the Heavenly Master. Due to waiting for updates and other crazy beings, the Heavenly Master of the Tongtian sect is now experiencing a complete surge of qi throughout his body. Endless sword intent suddenly descended upon the entire Purple Sky Palace. In the Purple Sky Palace, the layers of prohibitions that were pardoned were shattered in an instant under the boundless sword intent. Outside the Purple Sky Palace, it was also due to the surging sword intent that a storm erupted in the eternal silence of chaos. The leader of the Tongtian sect is a saint, with the 4 swords of the immortal slaying in his hand. His understanding of swordsmanship has already entered the realm of transformation. Over the past year, reading In the Snow has led to a deeper understanding of swordsmanship. Just one step away, you can comprehend the ultimate principles of swordsmanship. One sword opens up the world. You can imagine your strength. Now it has been discovered that the dog author has stopped updating eunuchs. It is reasonable that one's own swordsmanship wisdom has disappeared, and under the anger of the crowd, such a commotion was caused. The author of this dog is so disrespectful, so don't blame me for not showing mercy. The leader of the Tongtian sect shouted in a gloomy and low voice, and immediately disappeared from the Purple Sky Palace. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 5. Sword in hand, follow me, find that tie. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5 Sword in hand, follow me, go find that eunuch dog to settle accounts with. On Jiang Chen's side, he naturally didn't know how much chain reaction the single chapter he casually sent out had caused. Even a saint has been infuriated and destroyed. The cultivation of swordsmanship in the world has angered millions of people even more. Jiang Chen, who closed the Hongmeng app, was completely unaware of this. Even if he knew, Jiang Chen probably wouldn't know how to manage finances. After resting for a while, Jiang Chen once again went to the palace of the Nine Heavenly Empress and prepared to continue practicing with her. The two of them practiced together. At the same time, the enraged Tongtian, after traveling through chaos for thousands of miles, also stopped. He left the Zhixiao palace, intending to go and settle accounts with the eunuch dog. After wandering through chaos for a while, I realized that I didn't know where the dog author was. There is no trace of the information about this dog author. With a slight furrow in his brow, Master Tongtian took out the screen again and posted a comment in the comments section of In the Snow. Sword in hand, follow me, slaughter all the eunuchs and dogs in the world. So readers, does anyone know the address of the dog author? The spokesperson's ID is the first sword of the flood. Jiang Chen's single chapter clearly aroused public outrage. So if the comment from Master Tongtian is easy to post, it will stir up 1,000 waves with just one stone. Below this comment, hundreds of replies suddenly appeared. Team up to find the dog author to settle accounts, 2/***. Slaying all the eunuchs and dogs in the world, it is our generation's duty to cultivate swords. I am the sword immortal of Sheshu Mountain, willing to follow you. However, although the response to this comment exploded suddenly, and all the responses were filled with indignation. However, there is not much useful information inside. It was clearly asking for the address, but in the end it turned into team recruitment. Does he still need to team up with people to deal with a mere eunuch dog, the leader of the Tongtian sect? Thinking of this, Master Tongtian couldn't help but leave another comment. Everyone in the comments section is located in various parts of the wilderness. Upon careful investigation, it is clear that this eunuch has no hiding place. I am responsible for searching for Chaos TianY. The comment from Master Tongtian was sent out, and a group of indignant readers were also pulled from the anger. Leave this side of the heavenly court to me. I'll come to the underworld. There's me in Dongzhou. For a moment, a group of readers who were completely angered by Jiang Chen replied below the comments section. That's called a clear division of labor. Roughly speaking, almost the entire wasteland was included in their search scope. I don't believe it anymore. Can this dog author still evaporate from the human world? Tongtian thought so in his heart and began searching outside the chaotic sky. He only saw Jiang Chen, which can be considered as having some causal relationship. After all, Jiang Chen is the author, he is the reader. Based on causal calculations, it should not be difficult to find Jiang Chen with the strength of his sage. A few days later, the center of chaos sat in a state of decadence. Finding someone is quite simple, it's just that he didn't find it. I opened the comments section and replied throughout the day. There is no chaos beyond the heavens. The reply was sent out, and Tongtian finally realized that there were already many more comments on it. There is no such thing as heavenly court. There is no one in the underworld. Not in Dongzhou. I saw comments one by one, densely packed. Almost including the entire flood and famine. But the result was that everyone gained nothing. It seems that this method may not work. Since this dog author has decided to become a eunuch, he must have prepared in advance. Even if we can search the entire wilderness, it may be difficult for us to find this dog author. My swordsmanship is about to break through with just one kick from the door. The author of this book, Dog, must go even further. Ladies and gentlemen, let's brainstorm and see if we can think of other ways. The act of bringing a sword to the door is clearly bankruptcy. No one can be found, how can we get old with others? At present, we can only think of other ways. Sitting in the center of chaos, the leader of the Tongtian sect felt a bit uncomfortable upon seeing this scene. He was a great sage who wanted to find someone in the wilderness, but he couldn't find them. However, on second thought, the other party must have been hiding for the eunuch not long in advance. It's normal to not be able to find him on your own. Thinking of this, Master Tongtian was also relieved and began to research to see if there were any other ways to restore the author's updates. What is this reward for? I never paid attention to it before. What is this monthly pass? Lie down slot, guess what I found? Hurry up. As the saying goes, many people have great power. Those sword cultivators who were completely angered by Jiang Chen, seeing no way to seek revenge, have now started researching the Hongmeng Reading app. Soon, they discovered many things that had been overlooked by them before. After all, they are all monks. After reading the latest updates every day, I turned my head and went to sharpen my swordsmanship. Where is their strength to estimate the other functions above? Now after a lot of research, they are like opening Xintiandi one by one. It is said above that voting for updates can urge authors to update. It's really heartbreaking to have 100 years of cultivation to urge for improvement. If the author doesn't update, we won't be able to break through our swordsmanship realm. What's the use of this cultivation? Flowers are free, everyone take a look at how many you have in your hands and throw them in. As long as the author can be updated, isn't it 100 years of cultivation? I can still afford it. And after these readers from all over the world understood the role of these functions, they took action one by one. Shu Mountain Ranger throws a reminder ticket *1. Tianting Model Worker cast a reminder ticket *1. The Underworld carries a handful and throws a reminder ticket *1. After some discussion, everyone took action one after another. In just half a pillar of incense, the reminder ticket came directly to over 3,000. By conversion, this is a cultivation of 300,000 years. Placed in the world of Journey to the West, with 300,000 years of cultivation, how terrifying is it? The first sword of the wilderness throws a recommendation vote of 10,000. However, just as the reminder ticket was a bit stagnant, a prompt suddenly appeared on the Hongmeng Reading app. Shu, 10,000 reminder tickets. The front row probably has a big shot. I dare to ask what kind of divinity the big shot is, with 1,000,000-year cultivation in his hands. Boss, I won't read anymore. Can I join you to learn swordsmanship? It was the leader of the Tongtian sect who had been watching all along who took action. Currently, only through this means can the author restore updates. As for why the leader of the Tongtian sect has achieved millions of years of cultivation with just one move. One reason is that with 1,000,000-year cultivation, for a ruthless person whose cultivation is calculated using the Yuan society, 1,000,000-year cultivation is nothing. Secondly, under the research of Master Tongtian, he found that casting 10,000 reminders at once can send a strong reminder to the author. If you, the author, don't make any changes yet, I will make 10,000 changes a day. Even if it bothers you, the eunuch dog. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Kneel down and beg for a reward, and if there are some, they will explode immediately. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If there are still people, kneel down and beg for the support of all the readers. Use your little finger to give some flowers and evaluation tickets. These things are all free and refresh every day. If you don't give them away, they will be gone. If it's not enough, just give the author a word of encouragement in the comments section, even if it's a message like 1. If there is a reminder ticket or a reward, even if it's only 1 yuan, 100 VIP points, I can still be happy for several days. And for the support of all the readers, I am not letting you do it for nothing. From now on, there will be a minimum of 6 hours a day. After being listed, it explodes every day at 15. When listed, it may directly release 200,000 words, normal 100 chapters. Not only that, before putting it on the shelves, as long as there are 1,000 more flowers, on top of a daily minimum of 6 changes before putting it on the shelves, add one more change. Add one update for every 300 more reviews. For every 3 more rewards, there will also be an extra one. For every 10 more comments, one update will also be added. One person can only browse 3 comments. There's no way, 300,000 saved manuscripts are just so tough. So please kindly support the author. Thank you. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. I don't need the golden finger in chapter 6, hey, it's just for fun. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I don't need the golden finger in chapter 6, hey, it's just for fun. In the palace of the Nine Heavenly Empress of the Western Kunlun Mountains, Jiang Chen is practicing together with her until she rises. Suddenly, a strong reminder came to Jiang Chen's mind. It is precisely because of the 10,000 reminder tickets sent out at once by Master Tongtian. The first sword of the wilderness sends out a reminder ticket of 10,000, and the host only needs to update one chapter today to obtain millions of years of cultivation. At a critical moment of cultivation, Jiang Chen was suddenly interrupted by a system prompt in his mind, and his eyebrows furrowed slightly. But is it just spending millions of years of cultivation? Surprisingly, it was pushed directly to his own place. If it were for Jiang Chen before, he would be willing to explode in his novels with such excitement. But now, despite receiving a strong reminder, Jiang Chen has not even opened the panel of the Hongmeng app. I don't want a million years of cultivation, oh, just for fun. On the side of the Nine Heavenly Empress, seeing Jiang Chen with a slightly furrowed brow, a hint of concern also appeared on her small face. Tired, why don't you go to West Kunlun to take a break? Upon hearing the words of the Nine Heavenly Empress, Jiang Chen's mind immediately returned to this side. Are you teaching me how to do things? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he hugged the Nine Heavenly Empress into his arms. Also, in the future, when I think about things, don't talk. After tightly embracing the Nine Heavenly Empress in her arms, Jiang Chen added another sentence. The Nine Heavens mysterious girl suddenly felt a little shy when Jiang Chen played with her. A man worthy of this fairy, so manly, so manly. The Nine Heavens mysterious girl thought of it in her heart, and the Empress's majesty suddenly dissipated, like a young girl, squeezing towards Jiang Chen's embrace. After urging 10,000 votes for updates at once, the comments section of In the Snow once again exploded. The front row worshippers, with these 10,000 votes urging for updates, I don't believe this dog author hasn't updated yet. Waiting for the dog author's update. When my master's strength improves, I will definitely find this dog author to talk to him about life. Now these readers have figured out all the functions of this Hongmeng Reading app. So they have great confidence in this reminder from themselves and others. Some people have even set up formations around themselves, ready to break through with all their might in the future. As for the leader of the Tongtian sect, after 1 million years of cultivation and promotion, he was also worshipped by countless book lovers in the book review area. Since becoming a deity, it is the first time that the leader of the Tongtian sect has received such treatment. Plus, he also feels that the dog author needs to update, and his swordsmanship is about to be completed, so his mood is even better. Even due to his good mood, the leader of the Tongtian sect shared his experiences in honing swordsmanship in the book review section. For a moment, Tongtian became the eldest brother in the book review section of In the Snow. But what they didn't know was that at this moment, the dog author they were longing for was having a romantic relationship with the Nine Heavenly Empress. Although he received a strong reminder, he knew his readers were urging for updates. But from the bottom of his heart, he has no updated ideas at all. Not even the Hongmeng app was opened. In this way, after a while, the originally lively and exciting book review area suddenly changed its art style. It's been a while, why hasn't there been any movement yet? Sprinkle a handful of rice on the keyboard, have all the chickens finished writing? Can't it be that the dog author didn't receive the reminder message? It shouldn't be, I strongly remind the author that they have no right to block it. Readers who were originally determined to wait for updates from the dog author immediately became panicked. After experiencing the previous wave, everyone didn't have much cultivation to use to deliver reminder tickets. If the dog author insists on not changing, they even have no way to urge the dog author. The first sword of the flood and famine throws a reminder ticket *10,000. The first sword of the flood and famine throws a reminder ticket *10,000. The first sword of the flood and famine throws a reminder ticket *10,000. However, just as everyone was feeling a bit flustered, Tongtian took another action. Because he was also a bit panicked inside. This dog author doesn't update every day, he can't comprehend the supreme swordsmanship all day long. Unable to comprehend the supreme swordsmanship, how can he seek revenge with one arrow from Yuanshi Tianzuan? The most important thing is that after Master Tongtian has figured out the functions of the Hongmeng Reading app, he deeply understands a truth. As long as he urges 10,000 more at once, the dog author will receive a strong reminder. Are you not updating? I'm annoying you to the death. After all, the cultivation of Master Tongtian is calculated according to the Yuan Hui. Even if I keep urging for updates, I don't know it will take me a monkey year to finish it. Crouching slot. The first sword of the Honghuang era is a big shot. Spend millions of years of cultivation without even blinking an eye. This dog author should be updated now, right? Readers in the book review section, seeing that the leader of the Tongtian sect has once again made efforts, have all worshipped him. As for Jiang Chen on the West Kunlun Mountains, he also felt a headache at this moment. Because in his mind, 7 or 8 strong reminders suddenly rang out. The first sword of the reader's flood is to cast a reminder ticket of 10,000, and the host only needs to update today to obtain 1 million cultivation points. Under strong reminders, Jiang Chen's cultivation mood also disappeared. This type of system prompt, although it usually has little impact on Jiang Chen. But when practicing with the Nine Heavenly Empress, suddenly hearing such a system prompt can really be very disappointing. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen stopped his movements and began to examine them in his mind. I saw the once dismal data of snow, but now for some unknown reason, the data looks a bit outrageous, and the comments section has exploded. Seeing over 80,000 reminder tickets and hundreds of thousands of flowers, Jiang Chen was slightly stunned. Is this the book I wrote? But soon, Jiang Chen shifted his attention to the comments section. I saw that the comments section was densely packed, and by now there were already tens of thousands of comments. At first glance, Jiang Chen also has some general understanding of the background of this time. Do you still want to form a team to attack me? After understanding these things, Jiang Chen suddenly had an idea in his heart. Updating is impossible, it is impossible to update in this lifetime. Do you want to buy yourself off with just 1,000,000 years of cultivation? How could this be possible? How could Jiang Chen now have such a low cultivation level? There is nothing unusual about things that can be accumulated by living for a long time. However, if they keep urging for updates, Jiang Chen's side will be very troublesome. So, there are some things that must be explained clearly to these readers. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly opened the back end, tapped it, and then sent out a single sheet. After finishing this, Jiang Chen also casually brought the reader with the ID of Honghuang's first sword, who jumped the most fiercely, to a 365 yuan forbidden one-stop meal. Brother in the comments section, right? Can you dance another one for me to see? P.S. The 6th update, not too much beeping, the author broke out today at the 10th update. Finally, kneel down and beg for a reward. If there is one, the author will be at 20 today. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 7. Not much harm, extremely insulting. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Not much harm, extremely insulting. Sleeping Slot, dog author has finally updated. The boss's urging for updates is impressive. Swordsmanship has broken through, let it be today. The book review section, which was originally like boiling water, exploded when a group of readers saw the red, new word. There is an overwhelming amount of worship for the leader of the Tongtian sect. Is this the legendary ability of money? In the future, if there are big shots around, why worry about the author not updating? On the side of Master Tongtian, seeing that everyone in the book review area began to worship him again, his face had already burst into laughter. The feeling of being the leader of the Intercept Church in the past has returned. Thinking of this, Tongtian is also preparing to post another comment and wants to install it again. It's a piece of cake, you readers don't have to do this. After editing the book review, when I clicked to send it, the entire face of Master Tongtian turned green. In front of him, there was a large exclamation mark with a line of emotionless text on it. You have been banned from speaking by the administrator. You can speak again after 365 yuan. Seeing this line of emotionless text, the leader of Tongtian sect, who was in the center of chaos, couldn't help but burst out with a vulgar sentence. For a moment, the air engine in the middle of the chaos surged, and the entire motionless chaos began to boil. However, after glancing at the newly updated, in the snow, the leader of the Tongtian sect forcefully pressed down. If today's book can help me understand the supreme swordsmanship, I won't argue with that dog author. On the contrary, Master Tongtian rubbed his hands before opening the latest chapter of In the Snow. Other readers who were sending book reviews saw that the big shot they had worshipped for a long time had not appeared, and their enthusiasm had also faded a bit. The master is probably already sharpening his swordsmanship. Let's read a book first. On the contrary, other readers in the book review section have also clicked on the latest chapter of In the Snow. Life is not easy, everyone please consume rationally. There is no possibility of restoring or updating this book, and I advise everyone not to be disrespectful. I saw only a few short sentences on the latest chapter of In the Snow. Sleeping Slot, this author is too dog. What does this mean? Rational consumption. Do you think we're giving too little? I am the head of Shu Mountain, with a great family and business. When did I experience this kind of anger? The book review section, which was originally quiet because everyone went to read, became lively a few seconds later. Beyond the chaotic sky, there is a surge of boundless sword intent. Endless killing energy sweeps through, with sword energy crisscrossing every path. It seems like just a little bit, this heavenly chi can even break through this chaos together. Eunuch dog, someday I will personally behead you. Like other readers, Master Tongtian feels insulted on his side. What is rational consumption? This book will definitely not be updated. You, the dog author, clearly despises us for giving too little and mocks us both openly and secretly. On the contrary, the leader of the Tongtian sect is trembling with anger. How could someone persuade him to consume rationally, even though he is the leader of the Tongtian sect? Will he lack this kind of thing? As for Jiang Chen's side, after sending out the single chapter, he didn't think so much in his heart. In his opinion, his actions undoubtedly made everything clear. That's all for the sake of it, so you shouldn't continue to urge for updates, right? He was originally well-intentioned, but he never expected that his kindness would be misunderstood by his readers. His single chapter really has no intention of insulting anyone. Fortunately, after posting the single chapter, Jiang Chen immediately closed the Hongmeng Reading app. Otherwise, he would be amazed by those readers who take it for granted in the book review section. This dog author clearly doesn't like us. What won't be updated? I think it's just that we're giving too little. That's right, today we'll show the dog writer our strength. These readers in the book review section, although their cultivation is not too strong, cannot easily contribute millions of years of cultivation. But their individual bases are not too bad. Basically, each one can be considered as having a great family and business. And in their opinion, the reason why the dog authors don't update is simply because they dislike giving too little. For a moment, the readers in the book review section were all united against each other. It's useless to urge for updates, we'll just give him a reward directly. There are so many things that can be used for tipping, I don't believe this dog author hasn't updated yet. Isn't this dog author writing a book just to make a profit? Don't hesitate, let this dog author see our financial resources. During a discussion in the book review section, all readers have already reached a consensus on their ideas. That's to spend money on dog author updates. A bottle of top-quality elixir called Xuanxi pill is offered as a reward for the orthodox Taoist tradition in this book. Shu Mountain Ranger rewards this book with a lower-grade postnatal spiritual treasure called Shu Mountain Divine Sword. Heaven and Earth Sword Ancestor rewards this book with a divine-level sword meaning LV Zu sword meaning. For a moment, all readers abandoned their previous strategy and began to crazily reward. Dog author, if you want to get our reward, please update it quickly. Your reader is not short of money, rest assured to write, I won't treat you unfairly. The dog author has resumed updating, and our leader will directly reward me with the Shushan Taoist tradition. Readers began to shout in the comments section while giving tips. Each one is the posture of a nouveau riche. Some readers even draw big cakes directly and seduce them. The leader of Tongtian's sect, who has been banned from speaking for 365 yuan, originally wanted to participate in the discussion after seeing such a lively comment section. However, after thinking about it for a while, I still knew very well that I didn't participate. There's no way, the comments can't be posted. Fortunately, the leader of the Tongtian sect is a great saint, with an unimaginable level of resilience in his heart. Although he was infuriated by Jiang Chen's insulting and harmless single chapter, he still understood the importance and urgency. The most important thing now is to get the dog author to resume updating. As long as we can allow the dog author to restore updates and help him fully understand the supreme swordsmanship. It doesn't matter if he endures it all day long. I, the sage of the heavenly way, cannot drive you to be just a dog author. Thinking of this, Tongtian's face turned fierce and he immediately began to exert force. The first sword of the wilderness rewards this book with a top-quality innate spiritual treasure called Purple Electric Hammer. But seeing that the leader of the Tongtian sect didn't even frown, he rewarded the Heavenly Tao's ferocious and exotic treasure, the Purple Electric Hammer. This is a top-notch innate spiritual treasure with astonishing power. Readers who were originally still drawing pancakes in the book review section were stunned when they saw Master Tongtian's brutal reward. Sleeping trough, this is the big shot. Compared to the reward given by Master Tongtian. What big cake are they drawing in the comments section? I can't even count Wowatu. On the other hand, a system prompt suddenly rang out in Jiang Chen's mind. P.S. The 7th watch, not much beep, the author erupted today at the 10th watch. Finally, kneel down and beg for a reward. If there is one, the author will be at 20 today. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 8. They gave too much. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. They gave too much. Update on In the Snow. On Jiang Chen's side, I just finished posting a single chapter and plan to continue practicing well. But he only paused for a while on his side, and then, waves of system prompts came to mind. Xuanxi pill. What kind of cattle and horses? How about taking out the Lingbao the day after tomorrow? Just these useless things, you still want to see me update. Jiang Chen looked at the continuous giving of rewards and sneered in his heart, ready to casually close the reward notification. These so-called rewards are probably not as good as some small items in the Nine Heavens Xuanu's dormitory. What is his identity as Jiang Chen? Can you look up to these things? Top quality innate spiritual treasure. Purple electric hammer. However, just as Jiang Chen was about to close the reward notification, he suddenly realized that someone had even rewarded a top-notch innate spiritual treasure. Excellent innate spiritual treasure, not to mention in the world of Journey to the West, even in the wilderness before becoming a god, it is the best among the best. Even the Nine Heavenly Empress doesn't know if she has such a level of spiritual treasure in her hands. It's a bit difficult to choose a chapter that can yield so many returns. For a moment, even Jiang Chen, who had decided to become a eunuch in his heart, became somewhat hesitant. In the book review section, those readers were even more overwhelmed. That's a top-notch innate spiritual treasure. It's not an exaggeration to say that few of them here have seen such a grade of Lingbao. Even figures like LV Zhu and the head of Shushan have only been heard of at most. The ultimate innate spiritual treasure is too far away for them. They don't even have the qualification to look up. This is just such a spiritual treasure, how could it be so casually rewarded? You're still a big shot. A top-notch innate spiritual treasure, I don't believe this dog author can still hold it. I think giving him a top-notch innate spiritual treasure as a reward is a way to elevate him. Dog author, I advise you not to be disrespectful and offend the master who casually pulled out the top-quality innate spiritual treasure. There is no good juice to eat. These book enthusiasts who had previously felt insulted by Jiang Chen's single chapter began to clamor in the book review section as if they had regained their place after being rewarded with this top-notch innate spiritual treasure by the leader of the Tongtian sect. Don't you think our readers have a poor background? A top-notch innate spiritual treasure at hand, just ask if you're afraid or not. Jiang Chen saw such a crazy book review section and felt that these readers were a bit puzzled. I didn't recruit them much myself, why are each one so angry? As for the leader of the Tongtian sect, his face was now filled with a smile. Dog author, what if you ban me from speaking? I, the leader of the Tongtian sect, am still the god of the book review section. Let's consume rationally, right? For this person, a top-quality innate spiritual treasure is rational consumption. Are you saying that your book is more or not? It is obvious that the leader of the Tongtian sect is very confident in his wave of rewards. Because the leader of the Tongtian sect is well aware that there are only a few top-quality innate spiritual treasures in total. And these spiritual treasures are basically in the hands of their several great masters in the wilderness. No matter how strong the dog author is, he must be very lacking in spiritual treasures. Especially for this level of Lingbao. I am a sage of the heavenly way, and I believe you still have the strength to make your eunuch dog even stronger. Thinking of this, Tongtian couldn't help but hold his head and chest high, and suddenly felt like he was standing up. He is the god of the book review section. The future is also the god of this dog author. A top-quality innate spiritual treasure, even a slightly impoverished saint, such as Jiang, may not be able to hold it. You are a dog author, no matter how strong your strength is, you are not a saint, are you? Thinking of this, Master Tongtian is becoming more and more confident. A day later, the leader of the Tongtian sect, who held his head and chest high, felt that his waist was a bit sore, but there was still no movement in the snow. What? Is this dog author so backbone? Isn't it even better to have a top-quality innate spiritual treasure? Those readers who have been waiting are all full of question marks. Is this dog author really determined to become a eunuch? The leader of the Tongtian sect was also confused. A top-notch innate spiritual treasure, how could the dog author not be moved? As for Jiang Chen's side, he didn't hesitate for too long. What is his identity as Jiang Chen? The chosen son of heaven, the king of soft and hard food. Just a top-notch innate spiritual treasure, do you want him to go back and update it? Impossible. Just as Jiang Chen looked righteous, waves of system prompts rang out in his mind. The orthodox reward book of the Taoist sect is the inheritance of the Taoist sect. Shu Mountain Rangers reward this book of Shu Mountain tradition. The first sword of the wilderness rewards this book with a top-quality innate spiritual treasure called fishing drum. The first sword of the flood rewards this book with a top-quality innate spiritual treasure called heart-piercing lock. Just listening to one reward prompt after another, it rang out in Jiang Chen's mind. Upon hearing these warning sounds, Jiang Chen's face suddenly froze. I had already stepped into the palace of the Nine Heavenly Empress a few days ago, but I quietly took it away. They gave too much. Jiang Chen looked at the densely packed rewards and felt overwhelmed for a moment. Just the first sword of the wilderness, I rewarded 5 or 6 top-quality innate spiritual treasures. I'm not really interested in these tips, mainly because I feel sorry for my readers. Exiting the palace of the Nine Heavenly Empress, Jiang Chen murmured and immediately opened the writer's backstage. What about hitting your own face for the sake of my readers? Do you think these readers are so cute and speak so gently? Jiang Chen thought to himself and had already opened the writer's backstage. I saw it densely packed with 100,000 words of preserved manuscripts. As a seasoned writer, who dares to publish a book if they don't have some saved manuscripts on hand? Everything just depends on whether one's readers are cute enough and whether their speech is gentle enough. Speaking of this, Jiang Chen directly cut out 2,000 words from the 100,000 word manuscript and prepared to update a chapter for his beloved readers. Let's not do it again. Jiang Chen took a deep breath and looked at the readers in the book review section who spoke well and spoke in a gentle tone, and directly released a brand new chapter. If it weren't for his beloved readers, Jiang Chen would definitely not have updated. After all, my heart is too soft to bear these readers. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 9. Chaos beyond heaven, in front of the Jade Void Palace, the Immortals are slain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Chaos beyond heaven, in front of the Jade Void Palace, return to the throne with the 4 swords of the Immortals. Yuanshi Lauer, why don't you come out quickly and suffer death? Outside the chaotic sky, in front of the Jade Void Palace, a figure drifted up. I saw this person standing in the boundless chaos, as if walking on a flat ground. It was the leader of the Tongtian sect who emerged from the Zixiao Palace that day. Not long ago, he had already gained a deeper understanding of swordsmanship from the latest chapter of In the Snow. I came to the gate of the Jade Void Palace today to vent my evil breath when I was enfeoffed. The second is to stimulate oneself with combat, so as to fully understand the supreme swordsmanship. So speaking directly, the leader of the Tongtian sect is extremely arrogant. Although he was almost able to fully comprehend the supreme swordsmanship. But with his current strength, he is not afraid of the beginning at all. In the Jade Void Palace, upon hearing some familiar sounds outside, the primordial heavenly sovereign, who was meditating and comprehending the Tao, couldn't help but furrow his brow. The leader of the Tongtian sect, afraid that he was not arranged by himself when he was enfeoffed, dared to come to his door voluntarily. Thinking of this, Yuan Shi Tianzun's mind moved and a stream of light burst out from the Yushu Palace, hitting the leader of the Tongtian sect outside the Yushu Palace. This stream of light is the ultimate treasure of postnatal merit in the hands of Yuan Shi Tianzun, and the 3 treasures Jade is as desired. It can be counted as one of the most beloved spiritual treasures of Yuan Shi Heavenly Sovereign, with astonishing power. Yuchi can directly attack and kill enemies. But I saw this stream of light passing through the chaos, as if tearing apart space directly. Wherever the stream of light passes, chaotic patches oscillate towards both sides. Endless air circulation, shattered void. Even a saint with the holy body of the great Tao would probably feel uncomfortable for a long time just being hit by these three treasure jade rui like this. The leader of the Tongtian sect, who stood in front of the Jade Void Palace with his hands down, couldn't help but sneer when he saw the three treasures Yurui coming from within. Don't make a fool of yourself by using carving insects and small tricks. With a cold snort, the leader of the Tongtian sect knew very well that there was no intention of offering spiritual treasures. I saw him dressed in a long robe without wind, and the boundless sword intent suddenly descended around him. Slash. At the next moment, I saw the leader of the Tongtian sect with his fingers together, using his fingers as a sword, and handing him a finger forward. Buzz. In an instant, amidst the chaos, there seemed to be the sound of boundless sword sounds. In the void in front of the leader of the Tongtian sect, there was a sword-like intent that resembled the essence, attacking and killing the three treasures Jade Rui that was exploding towards him. This sword-like essence runs through the chaos, and the eternal chaos is broken open by this sword-like intent. It's like a sharp sword sliding on a long silk fabric, and as the sword passes by, the silk fabric breaks in response. Ding! In an instant, the sword-like essence collided with Sanbao Yurui. The two collided with each other, and circles of chaotic turbulence around them suddenly surged towards the surroundings, as if chaos had just begun. But this scene only lasted for a moment. Between the two, just a face-to-face encounter occurred, and the three treasures Jade Rui thrown by Yuanshi Tianzuan let out a mournful cry and flew back into the Jade Void Palace. I saw a clear sword mark on the body of the three treasures Jade Rui artifact. The sword scar is like a scar, deeply engraved on the three treasures Jade Rui. If this sword mark is even deeper, there is a possibility that Sanbao Yurui will be directly cut off. The level of three treasures Jade Rui also fell directly to the mid-level heavenly spirit treasure due to this sword mark. You should know that these three precious jade treasures, Rui, are one of the most beloved spiritual treasures of Yuanshi Tianzuan. Nowadays, a person who has been directly beaten by their former enemies has fallen from their level. Even after being crowned as a god, the primordial heavenly sovereign realized that he had taken advantage of it and was too lazy to compare his views with the leader of the Tongtian sect. But now, his anger has also been completely aroused. I casually threw out a three treasures jade, which is enough to save face for the leader of the Tongtian sect. I didn't expect this old thing to be shameless. Thinking of this, Yuanshi Tianzun exploded and his figure flashed, appearing directly outside the Jade Void Palace, facing the head of the Tongtian sect. Old Master Tongtian, surprisingly, you don't want to be shameless, so don't blame senior brother for not being in the same sect as me. The true body of the primordial heavenly sovereign descended, and suddenly burst out with a loud shout. The chi machine around the body was fully activated, and the sage's pressure surged through the entire chaos. On the side of Master Tongtian, upon hearing Yuanshi Tianzun's words, he couldn't help but sneer. Same family bond. Why didn't you say that when you shook someone up and started playing with yourself? Now he has become a vested interest and started to build memorial archway for himself. Thinking of this, Master Tongtian couldn't help but snort coldly. Surrounded by endless sword intent, it directly transforms into a divine sword with a handle-like substance, emitting a series of terrifying sword sounds, as if 10,000 swords have returned to the sect. Old Yuanshi, take your life. The leader of the Tongtian sect surrounded himself, his sword intent transformed into a form, and he immediately shouted loudly, ready to take action. Old Master Tongtian, after all these years, I see that you haven't made any progress at all. Just this crooked way, you want to fight me too. Upon seeing the battle on the side of the leader of the Tongtian sect, Yuanshi Tianzuan remained calm and even mocked a few words. After speaking, Yuanshi Tianzun sneered and directly took out the innate treasure Pangu banner. As soon as the Pangu banner appeared, the entire chaos seemed to have been directly suppressed. Time and space seem to be confined, and all chaos returns to silence. If the master of the Tongtian sect has the 4 immortal slaying swords in his hand, set up the immortal slaying sword formation. He may even be a bit wary of the leader of the Tongtian sect, even though he was originally a heavenly sovereign. However, after being deified, the 4 immortal slaying swords of the Tongtian sect leader have been taken separately. Without the Zhu Xian 4 swords, what are you fighting me with, Master Tongtian? So from the bottom of my heart, Yuan Shi Tianzun didn't take the leader of the Tongtian sect seriously at all. The reason why I took out the Pan Gu fan as soon as I came up is simply because I was angered by the actions of the leader of the Tongtian sect. This is the supreme sword intention. How can a mere Pangu banner suppress it? However, when Yuan Shi Tianzun's mind was wandering, the leader of the Tongtian sect once again shouted loudly. As the words fell, the boundless divine sword broke free from the suppression of the Pangu banner, like a storm, and suddenly attacked and killed the Yuanshi heavenly lord. Upon seeing this scene, Yuanshi Tianzun was also somewhat shocked in his heart. Just a hint of swordsmanship, he was able to escape the suppression of his Pangu banner. However, in the face of a stormy attack, Yuanshi Tianzun is not afraid at all. The Pangu banner suddenly suspended above his head, and the boundless energy of the heavenly gods surged wildly, as if to destroy chaos and open up the heavens and earth again. The boundless sword rain fell on this Pangu banner, all of which were bounced away by the aura of the heavenly god Sha. Although there is no way to suppress these divine swords on the side of Pangu fan, these divine swords cannot be suppressed by Pangu fan at all. However, just as the two sides were deadlocked, a bright light suddenly shot out from the eyes of the heavenly sect leader. Immediately after, the leader of the Tongtian sect handed it out with a finger, as if commanding heaven and earth, angrily shouting. Sword. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.